Let's see here. Oh yeah, everybody's running now. There we go. Alright, so we're just waiting here. All of them to get here.
Yo, 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 how's everybody doing?
Yo, what's up, you guys? How you guys doing?
All right, who do we got here? Got a few people so far.
Yep, we got the assassins, the red 9. Yo, everybody's here. Well, not everybody, but we got 11. So,
All right, we'll give it like 2 more minutes and I'll go ahead and start with everybody, okay?
all right, sounds good. Assassins, let's see.
Is it start yet?
Not yet, we're almost there. Just a second.
Oh, okay.
All right, gonna go ahead and get it started. So it's good to meet everybody that's in here right now. I know we don't have most of the squad in here, but that's all right. So first things first, I just want to kind of introduce myself to everybody. That way you guys know I'm not just some fucking random guy trying to take all your money, because I get absolutely $0 out of this. So my name is Deshaun, or Carnivore, whatever you want to call me. Pretty much, I found this project yesterday actually, and doing my late night shit on Twitter, seen a post about this and saw it was a free mint. So I decided, why not go ahead and mint 5 of them. And once I joined the Discord server, I seen like how bananas everything was going. Like people were so active in there and so talkative. It wasn't the same Discord stuff that you guys always see of people copy pasting the same one word lines and things like that. And once I seen that there was pretty much like no structure, devs were gone, everybody kind of abandoned the project. I loved everything about the project, from the artwork, everything they had planned for it. So jokingly, I started to say, like, if nobody wants to take control of it, I'll do it. Now, I do have the knowledge and the capabilities to do it, but I was just saying it as a joke at first. But the longer I was in the Discord server and talking to more people, I saw the potential of like what this could actually be. You know, the thing that the original devs didn't see. And so from there, we pretty much, Mighty, my fucking right hand guy, he pretty much helped push to like get me to go ahead and do this for everybody, because there was nobody controlling it on the other server. Everybody wanted something and some type of involvement inside this project. So I thought, why not just create it And eventually I had one of the other mods from the other Discord server message me and basically tell me to create it for you guys. So that's where I'm at. That's how I ended up here. And the news that I do have for you guys, a few of you guys know already, but the contract was a fail. They want way too much money for no reason. They basically want to take all of your guys' hard work and keep it to themselves and charge us an arm and a leg for it. Not only that, they're banking on the future sales and the impact that we're actually having right now. They're banking on that for secondary sales. And that's why I was so adamant about people not really sweeping. I didn't really care because it wasn't really going to help us in the long run if we didn't even have the contract to begin with. So, with that being said, now we as a community have the power to do what we want when we have a bunch of people behind us who are invested in the community and the project somewhat. So that's what today's all about, pretty much just figuring out what we want as a community moving forward and what I can do for you guys, how I can serve you guys as the new leader of this community that we built. So, first thing, I do want to talk about Assassin Chills over here. Dude's a madman when it comes to marketing, things like that. He knows exactly what he's doing, what he's saying, and what we need to do. So I believe once we figure out as a community what we're gonna do next, I definitely want Chills to lead kind of the marketing side to it. So I have a few people a part of the raid team right now, which is just basically folks who are invested in social media and just go hard for us. And so total, I'm looking for about 5 people. And with that, I definitely want Chills to kind of lead the ranks. And that's totally up to you. If you want to do that, I would love for you to do that because of the knowledge that you do have.
Hey, yeah, awesome. That sounds great, man. I really appreciate that. I'm always willing to also listen to everybody, and I think that's what's cool about this whole thing is, we right now as a community have the opportunity, which you don't really get in a lot of projects, to figure things out together. I work with a bunch of other projects where, we do this one thing, like we have the Assassins, you can see that Sky is in it. On my end, it shows them right underneath me, but where we do hit lists and we figure out who to target, when to target, how to target for organic and real growth. So I'd love to be able to, offer my help and my services to that. We already have a big list for other projects. So it'd be great to be able to apply that to this and see where we can go. If anybody has any other knowledge or things that they can share, that'd be awesome. And, let's get it off the floor and get it running.
Yeah, man, no, totally. That sounds good to me, honestly. I mean, just from the conversations that we had alone, I know we could definitely do something. And the way that you explain everything that you're into, then I know for a fact we could probably make something happen. So definitely glad to hear a part of that, my man. And then we got also 2, let me see. In Red Kev, I know he's a big part of this as well too. So pretty much right now, guys, the main focus is just kind of figuring out what we want to do. And I have a lot of ideas, but I also want to make sure that there's a lot of transparency, but more so everything that we do plan for the community can be done. And it's not something that we just all fantasize about with like owning a mansion or buying a yacht and things like that. So I definitely want everybody's opinion on more so if we should stay with the invisible idea or kind of just step far away from that.
Hey guys, so my name is Mo. You can call me Mighty Mo or just Muhammad or anything. But to go on to that, I do think we should stick relatively close with the invisible thing. Main reason being is kind of like what brought this community together. Now I do think we can jump on anything and just make it go crazy. But we all love the artwork behind it because it's super clean, it's super fucking sick, and we just vibe with it. So I think we should definitely try to stick with it, unless we have better options where it's outside of that invisible foe range.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I agree because that's what brought me into the project in the first place was the artwork itself. So I think, honestly, I mean, because I know they were offering the designs themselves, and I don't know exactly what that entails. Um, but if I can figure out a way to obtain the original documents in a sense, to where we can kind of build a derivative or even go into making 3D or animated things like that, that's definitely something I would look forward to, you know, diving into. But I would love to also know how everybody else feels about that.
I mean, grabbing the originals from them would be awesome. I mean, but it seems like they might not do that. But you know, the weird thing about like digital art and everything like that is they can't really say that they own it if there's a small modification. It's not like if somebody were to speed up a sound or a track, you know what I mean? Then they can claim copyright. They stole the music or the beat, because they were going through it with Bored Apes and Ox Apes. That was one of the big things because Bored Apes wanted to try to sue them and figure all this other stuff out, what they can do to get them to not be a project, and you know they couldn't really do it because of digital property laws. So I mean, you could still totally run with whatever they have. It just depends on how everybody else would feel about doing that.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Mo, did you have anything to add to that?
No, I think that would be a good idea to try to stick with it, because we all love it, and it's a fucking sick artwork and shit.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's dope. Like, I love every single NFT that they do have in the collection. So if we can figure out something to make it better, if that's even possible, that's definitely something I would throw in and see what the community kind of thinks about that. And also, too, like I said, I'm a musician, so I definitely want to kind of implement some type of like music NFT or something different that a lot of projects aren't doing. And I know there's a few music NFT projects and things like that, but I think it would be dope to kind of work on some like music NFT airdrop to kind of, just like how you were saying, Chills, earlier, of like, we need to keep feeding something to people so that way they know that we're not just leaving them hanging for a year and hoping that we do everything that we say we're going to do. And I know there's not too many people on this call right now. So whoever is on right now and can speak, I would love to hear what kind of thoughts or opinions you guys had on where we should take it.
Yeah, and just a side note too, like if we can get an AMA going a little earlier. I know by you guys, you're West Coast, correct?
Yeah, I'm West Coast.
So what's that to 9:30, 10 o'clock, something like that?
It's 11:30 right now.
11:30, yeah. So it's 3 hours behind East Coast.
Yeah, so I know a few people wanted to jump on, but ended up just kind of falling asleep. So if we can get one together in like the next day or two or something like that, or even the next week, a little bit earlier, we could definitely get a lot more input too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down to try for one tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I could try because I work all week, and that's my problem. But if anything, I mean, what I could do is pretty much just start the AMA for everybody and just kind of listen in when I can. And then just kind of, be around because I do want to make sure that everybody has some input. I do want to hear everybody's opinion and voice in it and make sure we all come together as a community. So if that's something I need to do, I will definitely do that.
Yeah, we can also work off of votes like you were talking about earlier. Just because we have a bunch of people in here right now from all over the world, and we're never going to be able to hit every single person that we need to talk to. So being able to create, something like a vote or some questions we need answered from the community, we can always set that up and have people write it out or vote as they go when they wake up and throughout their day.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
could do like
totally
community
agree.
polls or something.
Yeah, exactly. Do a community
Exactly,
poll. Yep. All right, cool. Yeah, so I'll definitely get working on that. And that way we could definitely make sure everybody has a voice. But as far as right now, if anybody else wants to throw in, I want to make sure, I meet a few of you guys and understand who you guys are. Yeah, make sure to just chime in, throw in some opinions, and let me know what you guys think.
Hey guys, how are you doing? I'm Arab NFT. You can call me Sam. I joined this project yesterday. I was like just an open sea, active, and I jumped in. And after that, I realized that developers they dumped it. And I saw my boy Conover. He wanted to do a separate Discord and do all of this, and we really appreciate it, to be honest. But my concerns are how can we get like new people and promise them stuff if we don't have the content? What are we offering for them? People like the hype. You need to give giveaways. You need to do. That's my concern.
Hey, what's up, man? I appreciate everything you said. And yeah, I totally agree with you. That's why right now, honestly, for the last 3 hours, I've kind of just been more so brainstorming on like what I can do for the community, even if I do have to collab with certain people, because I am connected with certain projects. So if I can work out a deal with them, get some of the people in the community some NFTs, and do even giveaways for newcomers to join, things like that.
If I may ask, how much they ask for the contract? Is it like a ridiculous amount or like something?
Yeah, basically what they asked for was what we made them in secondary sales, which was 5K ETH. But they wanted 5 ETH for the entire thing.
Okay, so it's 5 ETH for now.
It's 5 ETH, yeah. After we made them the 5K ETH, but basically that's what they wanted.
It's still doable if you think about it. Like I mean, if
honestly, it is doable, because even like I said, minimum of, let's say 1,000 owners, just based off of the open sea. We start a community DAO. Those 1,000 people just put $10 in. That's 10,000 right there.
Exactly, man. And or it's like 1,000 votes for every vote. There is an amount. So it's like shares. I mean, if you want to buy 10 shares, go ahead. You want to buy 20, but the available, like, we can do like some marketing. That's we're off. Yeah, it's like a new company, an NFT is a new project. You just need to invest in it. How much you invest is how much you have ownership of it.
I see what you mean. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
One of the things I was thinking about too with them is, yeah, they offered the whole project for 5 ETH, which is that's pocket change for some people. You see people with 1,000 ETH wallets and stuff like that, but at the same time, these guys already dipped on a project. Like, what's saying that they won't not transfer or something like that? It'll be a long, grueling process of trying to get the contract from them first. And then who knows what they have in their contract? Who knows what they have? You know what I mean? We're gonna end up spending a ton of money just to have somebody review it, somebody write a new one so they can't access it. Lots of stuff. So it really comes down to not being able to trust them too. I mean, on my end, I'm not head of this Discord or anything like that, but they kind of already fucked us. So
You have a point.
I agree.
I totally agree.
How have they fucked us? I mean, they've given the project over to the community. They said, go ahead, lead it. I don't understand how they've screwed us. They could have taken it all down and disappeared.
I think he means more so if we were to buy the project back, they could potentially screw us in a sense because
Okay.
we don't really know the logistics of like the contract creation, who owns what, who created what. So it would take a lot of time and money just to even make sure we actually obtain the contract.
That's
I'm
probably
sure they
why
already
they're.
know.
Sorry,
Go
go on.
ahead, man.
I was gonna say that's probably why they're want to charge 5 ETH, because they're gonna have to do that work on their side too, to make sure everything goes okay, clearly.
Well, according to them, so, and I'll read you guys a whole message as well too. So this is from Triple Black, and he said, basically the way the contract is written and executed, it can't be changed, so we can't take a split each of future cells. Secondary cells have been great, and I think there's a lot more traction to come. Unfortunately, 2 ETH is far too low. I'm not sure of the skills in the community, but the time alone to redraw 6K pieces, implement the contract, go through the mint process, and build a new project is going to be weeks of solid work. So to buy it off the shelf for 5 ETH, ready to roll, seems a better option.
Yeah,
So
sounds
what is
fair.
their? How are they going right now with the project? That's already been minted, obviously. The original project. Are they stepping away from it and just selling it as art now, with nothing for future, or?
That's what I just don't get. Like, what are they really selling in a sense if they already gave it up?
What's up,
Good.
guys? It's Guy.
The royalty
Hey, how you
from
doing?
every sale or no? If we buy the contracts, do we have the right to get the percentage out of every sale, or we don't?
Well, yeah. So if we do the buyout, the 5 ETH buyout, then we
Yes.
completely own everything. So the 7.5% future sale royalties, we own that. Contracts, etc., etc.
7.5.
7.5% is what he said.
Low key, bro. I think he's playing hard to get. Like,
He is, yeah.
He got nothing, bro. Like, straight the fuck up,
straight up.
guys. Like, he got nothing, man. He's just trying to play like hard to get. Like, I mean, to be honest, like what Chill said, I don't even know am I trusting this dude. Even if we like do make this move, right? Pull this deal. What if he just fucking ninja and just doesn't do it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep,
you
agreed.
can't really do anything.
Something like a lawyer or something. Like, tell them, okay, we're gonna pay you this amount, but you need to secure us like a way to show how it's gonna be legit. You know, like through a lawyer. I don't know. I'm just like giving my example.
Yeah. We would need something.
Yeah, we definitely would need a lawyer.
Something they are,
Yeah.
but I tell them this is the community concerns, and okay, we might figure out how we're gonna get you the 5 ETH, but we share our concerns and let them see what they can bring to the table. If they want to really make this deal, I'm sure they're gonna understand our concerns.
I'm not being funny, guys, but 5 ETH is kind of peanuts to a lot of people in this, in this world. I don't think they're going to want. I think they're asking 5 ETH to just kind of drop and disappear and give the contract over. That contract gives us the 7.5% of all future sales. That's the asset that they are selling, and the artwork. So we don't have to create the artwork. We don't have to do anything. We just buy the contract, and we get 7.5% of all future sales. That's basically all it comes down to. So they have got one thing to sell. That's the asset of the contract, and that's literally where the money is for us. But it comes down to trust, obviously.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
for me, it comes down to two things, because I do agree with you, dude. Too, yeah, they did build the foundation of everything, which I completely agree. They built the foundation of what the community is, what it is right now. But the fact that they go, hey, we're walking away, you guys own the artwork. And then once everything starts flipping, now they go, well, we're going to sell everything to you now. Now we're going to come back and then we're going to sell it to you. Like, how do those two things add up? Where
Well,
you
the
go,
alternative-
I'm
the
leaving it. And
Yeah,
I'm
the
gonna sell it.
alternative is they could do nothing, and then they're still earning the 7.5% of all the future sales. So that's what they want. They want to really walk away by the sounds of it. They just want nothing to do with it, and in order to do that, they need to give up those royalties. And if the community wants to buy the royalties, they're more than welcome to them for 5 ETH. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Or-
So their original idea was 100 ETH volume, and we can have it for free.
Right.
100 ETH volume, and we can have it for free. So basically, we do all the hard work. They take all the money and everything, because they're not going to promise us any giveaways or airdrops or anything. They're just saying, hey, prove to us you can make 100 ETH, and then we'll give it to you.
And then who's to say they're not just going to walk away from that too?
Exactly.
Exactly,
Like, there's
exactly.
always that, that
Either
hidden
we take it from
agenda
the
we
beginning
don't
or
know.
we don't get involved, to be honest.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
so the alternative is to build it out ourselves, recreate it.
Honestly, yeah, that's probably the best option
And
for
how
us.
much time is that going to take?
To be honest, it depends on what we want to make and what we want to build. Certain things in the NFT space, take a shorter time versus designing the whole thing, things like that. It will take a lot longer depending on what kind of product we do want to build. Do we want to build just a PFP project, or do we want a PFP and utility, or just utility? So I think that it kind of just depends on where we want to take it.
If I could jump in for a second too, just to kind of touch on that point, a lot of the projects that I see after they release their first, it takes a few months to come out with their second one, and they already have an established team, an established artist who's already been working on it. So now it's kind of like starting off at scratch. But one of the ideas that I had too, for everybody, if anybody want to jump on board and it can go to a vote, is if we do start creating this new project that's still faux based, still invisible based, original holders could possibly get an airdrop. They wouldn't get an airdrop for every, faux that they had, but they can get a single airdrop just for being a holder of the last project. It's always something to think about, and this is like the first day that anybody's really talking about it, so it's great to get ideas out there and think and stuff like that and see how everybody feels about it. So, and we can even start something like a Genesis. There's a lot of people or a lot of projects out there now starting an initial collection that's smaller than what the main collection would be. That gets some ETH pumping, that gets us able to do something, and we can work from there if we want to add utilities.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. I think that'd be something really, really good to do, and it will bring a lot of people to it.
Yeah, I really like that Genesis idea, because that's something we could just really micro focus on, because it won't be a huge collection. We can kind of really narrow our focus on like building this to what we want to build it to. And that way, once we do get funds and things like that, then we could kind of expand more and be able to do more for everybody in the community.
Yeah, because right now we're just kind of running off of what they were saying in the other project. It's not like, 5 ETH is pocket change to some people, but how many people are going to put up that 5 ETH in this group of people? So getting a Genesis collection up and running was somebody that, like I mentioned before, somebody that might work off of royalties, somebody who's just getting started, that does good artwork, that's not really noticed, that can, create, say, 500 NFTs, that'll work off of the royalties off of those, say 0.5% or 1%, just to kind of get them going too. That'll get us pushing in the right direction. It'll get us some ETH flowing, it'll get us some recognition, we'll get some more people starting to look at us, stuff like that. I don't know, I'm just kind of trying to think as we talk.
Yeah, no, I love all those ideas, brother. Yeah, I totally agree. And honestly, that would be the best way to do it, because we don't have, just like you said, I agree. I would say about 99% of people in here probably won't want to put up that much money to buy the project back.
Exactly.
Or they just don't have that.
Yeah, no, totally. A couple months ago, 5 ETH was, what's that, $23,000? We were at 4,000 or something like that. Now, obviously, we're at, what is it, 26 I saw today or something like that.
Yep.
But still, it's big money for anybody. I mean, when you look at it ETH-wise, if somebody works their way up and trades their way up to having 20, 30 ETH, it's 5 ETH is still, a big percentage of that.
That's a big chunk of change. And then most people that are in the NFT space are new. I couldn't count how many people that got into this project was their first NFT project.
Yeah, and let's be straightforward with it. It's great art. Everybody loved it and stuff like that, but it didn't mint out. It didn't do what they wanted it to do. So it's not like we have that kind of a community behind us to just start shilling out 5K. If somebody wants to completely do that, then shit, go ahead. But
please do.
Yeah, right. It's not just like us coming in and taking over. If somebody can do that, fuck, let's do it. And we'll figure it out from there.
I'm not, I don't want to just be like, I'm the only gatekeeper and I'm going to control everything. Like, no, I don't want it to be like that because I don't want all of that responsibility. So if we can make it to where, the community does something together, then, we'll be able to do something.
That would literally cost us $25 each to buy, like 500 people.
See? Yeah, community, that's the thing. But, the
you
hard
guys are
part...
thinking 5 ETH one person, but $25, 500 people, $50, 250 people, it's purchased.
I agree. I value, like, I don't want this to come across the wrong way, but I value my time quite highly, and for the cost of what it's going to cost if the community really believes in this project, it's peanuts around 500 people, like you say.
Yep, 100%.
I'd rather spend money than wait like a few months.
Yeah, I could afford, $50. I could definitely afford that. But, I think with that being said, though, that we'll definitely have to vote on that to see, like, if that is something we want to do.
The best vote would be with the dollars.
Exactly, yeah. Hey, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, right?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they just run away again with the money and just do nothing?
That's what I'm afraid of.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
I don't trust them at all.
Didn't
they already rug once? Like
they haven't rugged. So
how did they not rug?
They abandoned
how
it.
did they not rug?
Can I talk? I've been in the project from the very beginning, and what happened was they got a marketing guy involved, and the marketing guy was the guy that disappeared. So the artist, the business guy, which is Triple Black, from what I've talking to them, I only know them from on here. So from what they said, they were left with no connections. The marketing guy that they got had a Bored Ape yacht club, so that's how he had a lot of pull in other communities. So they got him in to consult and to run the project. He set up the previous Discord. He set up the original Twitter. The only asset that the current team had, from my understanding, was the website. So that's literally what they have, the contract and the website. So they haven't done anything here. They were kind of left stitched up, and they've kind of gone, what do we do? Do we find someone else to market this project because we don't know how to do it, we haven't done it before? Or do we just leave it to the community? And suddenly, you're right, it didn't mint out, but what ended up happening from the looks of it was they didn't know what to do. So they kind of saw the community growing, but they were like, we don't know how to do this organically. We don't know the tactics. So from the looks of it, they just want to move on. They've created the artwork. That's what they're leaving to the community. They've got the contract in their hands, which is 7.5% of future royalties. And that's the asset that they're selling. They're willing to walk away and leave that. But yeah, from my point of view, they haven't done anything wrong so far. They've kind of just left the artwork for everyone to kind of pick up, and the community has grown on top of that, and that's why we're all here now.
Well, I mean, didn't they give up on the project?
Yeah, they walked away from the project. So they weren't, because they don't see, the thing is, like, the artist and the business guy, they don't even know how to run the Discord properly. So Triple Black has been in doing what he can. There was one called Darkus or something in the original Discord. He was also helping out, who I was talking to a little bit. But they just, in terms of getting new members of the community in, running Twitter, running Discord. They just didn't know how to do that stuff. So as you can tell, the artwork is their biggest asset, but also they hold the contract too.
Guys, I think if we can find a way secure that we can get the contract and in a legit way without getting screwed, I'm sure we can figure out the amount. Like me myself, I can put 1 or 2 ETH, and it can be done, or it can be a vote through the community. As I said, like a share, something, and whoever he want to buy in, he can buy. Put $100, you know, put 1,000. It's up to you. But if you're saying you've been there from day one and you think they might have a percentage that they're legit and they can give us the contract for real and you can own the 7.4%, I think this is a good opportunity came to our hands. Like, we shouldn't miss out. Like, for real, the art is great. All we need to do is invest more in marketing, and then we think how we can give back from the 7.5. Let's say we say we're gonna give back 2.5 to the community, whoever buy in, something like that. You know, we don't take all the profit, and in that way we can create a hype in the project. I mean, it's already made project. They already invested the money to pay the artists to do everything. I think we have something ready in our hands. It's just to have to figure out if the contract's gonna be legit or not.
I agree. And the other thing to bear in mind, guys, is it's all great. We're on here talking like a community. We're all saying we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But we're having to trust the whole community here of every person, whereas they're one entity that we need to trust. And if we can get them to prove their trust, we can buy all the assets, save a lot of time, and know kind of what we own. Whereas on this call, everyone's all hyped up and they want to contribute. Give that a week, give that 2 weeks of hard work for no return. In my experience, that doesn't always work out.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying. And I mean, but for me, it's, you know, it comes down to mentality, but it's also too, you know, like you were saying, the lack of knowledge that, you know, they had running a Discord, running the Twitter, running all of that, doing marketing, things like that. You know, I think if we were to buy it, you know, and things like that, I think understanding everything that they lacked in and they failed on, and if we just kind of more focus on those things, I think we could do something with it. But it's just that trust factor, you know, that's the hard part.
I mean, if that's the route that everybody wants to go, that can happen too. I mean, a big red flag to me was a 7.5. That's a huge number to be taken from a project. So it kind of seemed like they were somebody was trying to get money out of it either way. More than what, you know, normal projects do, 3.5, 2.5. But if we can get the main people in a chat with us after we get some ETH up, to buy the project, and they would have to give the assets first, because we're all sitting here with the ETH in a wallet. We can even show the wallet. Then we can send and figure it out that way. But they would have to make the first move. I mean, they're already the ones that, you know, have walked away, quote unquote. So.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But yeah, like everybody said, like, the art's already there, everything's already established. If we can make that work, it'd be key. It'd be mint. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, everybody would be ecstatic. So I think, yeah, we should definitely do a vote on that and see if we do want to come together and do that. But I think, you know, doing it the way that you said, Chills, like making them make the first move would instantly build that trust to go, okay, we could definitely pay you because we already got what we wanted.
Yeah, and we can even make it seem like we made the first move. We got the ETH together. You know what I mean? It'll be on Etherscan. We can see where it all came from. We can always redistribute if it doesn't work.
Yep.
You know, stuff like that. I mean, everything's public on blockchain, so we can see everything. But I don't know if you've talked to Visions at all, but Vision writes code, and he's really good with scripts and everything like that, and contracts. So he could even possibly go through it and see if there's any, you know, flaws or anything that they can do afterwards. You know, I don't know anything about contracts personally. I know how to read them, like a basic read of them. But, you know, there's things that people can throw in there that, you know, other people wouldn't be able to notice.
Terminology, lingo, things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, exactly. So if somebody can read over that contract and see that it's actually, if it were to be transferred, that nothing could go wrong, it would be in our hands, then yeah, why not? But they would have to make the first trade of assets.
Yep.
With our proof of money, we got the proof right here for you guys. Like,
The other thing to bear in mind as well, we could always ask one or two of their team to maybe dox themselves. I don't know if that's an option.
Yeah, I mean, for the trust factor. Because I did talk, because the first person that actually contacted me was Darkus, the one that you were talking about, Harvey. And then the second person that contacted me was Triple Black, or Triple Back, whatever his name is. So from the way that Darkus was speaking, it was kind of like they already kind of knew what they wanted to do as far as when they did give it up. And when I talked to Triple Back or Black, it kind of made it more apparent of like what their bottom intentions were. Because just like Chill said, having that 7.5% was like huge to me when I seen that. Because I'm like, you guys are taking 7.5% and then asking for all of this by just walking away and then watching it blossom. Because what if it didn't mint out the way that it did? What would they charge then?
Well, I think I was talking to that Triple Black as well, and again, going back to that marketing guy that kind of disappeared. They launched this. They started the mint at 300 people in their Discord, which was way too early. So the marketing guy that started was always planning, I think, to just run away very quickly, and it kind of left. They kind of left Darkus and Triple Back or Triple Black, kind of not knowing what to do, and then the community just organically grew. So it was a scenario where they didn't know what to actually do themselves.
Yeah, which I could totally understand that. And I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to take away from anything that they built. Like, what they built is what brought me into this whole situation in the first place. Yeah, but, yeah, you know what I mean? But I just want to make sure that, both sides get the benefit of this whole situation. Because it would be 100 times easier if we were to obtain everything about the project, because we all love the project for one. So if we were to be able to build on top of that, it would be amazing, because then we wouldn't have to spend a bunch of time starting completely over.
So I guess maybe the first step would be, since it seems like a lot of people want to do that, obviously you can throw up the vote and everything, but like you said, everybody came in for this art, for these people, for this project, so if we can get it, why not? I guess the first step would be having somebody go over the contract, or somebody who knows contract. Like, is it even doable? Can we transfer their contract, the ownership, to somebody else and have the royalties go into another wallet? Or will we have to take over that wallet? At that point, they would have the seed phrase for it, so it doesn't even matter. It's not like you can just change a password.
Yeah, that is, I guess that's where we would need Vision's help then.
Yeah, or
because
anybody.
I know he even said, or if anybody, because I know he did mention that the contract itself was written to just one wallet.
Right.
And he said he couldn't do like split shares and things like that. Like whatever's in the contract is set.
Here, let me look right now. I'll go to OpenSea.
So understanding that would definitely be step one before we even get excited about buying it back. So, is there anybody else in here who can read contracts and understand it?
I don't think so, because nobody spoke up. If they did, they would know.
Yeah, I'm assuming no.
I'm trying to see right now if there's any. So there's 7,000 in the wallet that it all got transferred to left. There's 2.4 Ethereum in the wallet. There's 0 on the contract. They emptied the contract. It went over to This one wallet OX29E, and then the last four are 5B41. There is 2.4 ETH in it, 7,000 US dollars. And it has gone out to 1, 2, 3. It looks like 6 other wallets. So when was mint? This says 2 days and 23 hours ago. The mint was when?
Yeah. I think that was the original mint happened. I believe 16 hours before I even got inside of Discord.
Gotcha. Then how much has been?
Because I got in 24 hours ago, literally.
6.7 thousand items sold. What was mint price?
Mint was free when I did it, so.
Yeah, mint was free, I think.
Because as far as I know, there was only supposed to. Harvey, you can correct me if I'm mistaken. But as far as I know, there was only supposed to be 500 free mints of the entire collection.
That's correct. That's correct. Then the marketing guy left, and they were like, don't know what to do, so they made them all free.
Oh, got you. It's all starting to make sense more now that you're talking. I think it's Harvey, right? I'm not in the Discord.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's Harvey.
Yes, Harvey, yeah.
A lot of it's starting to make sense, and it just seems like they had a good idea. They had a connection. The connection kind of flaked.
Exactly.
Because the volume traded is only 5 on OpenSea, and the wallet that holds the money from the contract only has 1.4. I think I said
2.4.
2.4. So I mean that's 50%. I mean, who knows who knows how much money went to who? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it would obviously be, what do you say, 7.5% of 5 ETH?
Yep, 7.5.
So 0.0.
Yeah, it's not even half an ETH.
Yeah. I mean, I think these guys are just a little jammed up, and they walked away. You know, like Harvey said, the marketing guy left. All the people who know what to do left, and they might have banged a bunch of money and left these guys stuck with the Discord, trying to figure everything out. That's tough. I almost feel bad, to be honest, but at the same time.
Yeah, no, 100, and that's what I said. Yeah, I'm not trying to discredit them or take anything away from them, you know. But
but at the same time, we got a bunch of people who invested some time and gas and stuff like that into this mint. So, you know, when you run a project, just like a company, you can't expect you can't expect to buy into a company and them just kind of walk away. You get arrested for that in the real world, like.
Yeah.
You know. I'm not trying to be funny, but it is what it is.
No, that's serious. That's real though, and that's where I kind of was contemplating on understanding like where do we kind of reside in the situation, you know.
I mean, shit. Let's see if we can get 3.5 together and see if they'll take 3.5 or 4.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I'm willing to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I can throw in some ETH next week if we can find somebody to trust with a wallet. It's just that's the only thing. There's always a trust factor in NFTs and crypto. You know, they tell you turn off your DMs, don't hit links, don't trust anybody. If you've been talking to them for 4 months in a Discord, don't trade with them. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Because somebody will tempt you out and dip.
Yeah, quick. We don't know who anybody is at the end of the day.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about just getting somebody to look at the contract, see if it's even possible?
I think that's a very good start. It's a very good start.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yes, we should do it, definitely.
What'd you say?
We should do it, yes, definitely.
Yeah, okay. All right, cool. So let's get on tomorrow. I can start talking to, How'd You Like It and Mav and Visions. We're all pretty tight in a couple other projects. And see if Visions can jump on it and read the code and see what can happen.
Yeah, no, let's do that. And then from there, I'll come up with some certain ideas and see I'll talk to them too and kind of see. But let's read over the contract.
We should definitely get them in here too. Like I feel like they should be able to kind of say their piece also,
Yeah, no, 100%. If I could get them in one of the AMAs or the Twitter spaces, I would love to. That way I
Hell
can
yeah.
hear from them, because I never really got to understand the full scope of things, especially
They
the
just
way
kinda-
that
yeah.
Harvey explained it. I kind of got the TLDR of like what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was only in a few hours before you, Carnivore, but it happened. It moved so quickly, so I've only picked up bits from that the Darkest and Triple Black, same as you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and I'm in contact with both of them, so I'm gonna hit both of them up and see if we can, get them, because I would love for them to be on when everybody else is on too. So that way, if you guys have any questions, you guys can ask them as well, and that way we can all get a clear understanding of what happened and what we could do moving forward.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Great plan. Yeah.
So
All
thank
right.
you.
Well, yeah,
What
it's
if
been
they
a.
just keep? What if they just keep everything and we help them run it? Like,
I mean, at the end of the day,
That's the
I'm willing
scariest-
to do that. I told them, like I said, I even told them on the old Discord, like, hey, if you guys need somebody to help you run it, like, let me know. I didn't want to have to start a whole new server and create a whole new community with you guys. Like, I don't mind me, I loved it, but if I could have just been like, hey, let me help you and let the community help you, like, actually get behind you guys, I don't see no issue with that.
Yeah, they got some making up to do also, though. I mean,
They do.
they have some explaining to do. Let's get real with everybody. I mean, there's only a couple hundred people, you know what I mean, that are like in the
Right.
Discord, so they only have to explain
can I just
themselves.
be honest though? Like, they did nothing to any of us. They give away free mints. We all joined because it was free, right? At the end of the day, it's not like
Yeah.
It cost us what, $20 of gas. Like,
Yeah,
they didn't really do anything bad to us. They actually offered us a free NFT that we're all interested in. So that I don't see them like having to make up. If they would come back, I would give them support. I would help what I could help with. Like, I don't think they really did anything wrong. They kind of got fucked over, and now they're just left with not like they don't know what to do. That's all
I
it is.
have to-
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Now
yeah,
that
I have
like,
to agree with that.
yeah.
Sorry,
Now
you
that
go.
everybody's good.
No, you go ahead. Sorry.
No, sorry. I was just saying. Now that everybody's kind of got the full story on what happened. Like I said before, I feel a little bad for them if they're just kind of stuck with their thumb up their ass trying to figure things out. But I mean, even though they only gave us a free NFT, there was kind of wasn't there talk about building more in a bigger community and all this other stuff that everybody's getting ready to buy into. I mean, I understand we didn't have to buy into it, but how can
Yeah,
you?
that's exactly where I'm at,
Yeah,
because
and how that
it's because just based off of what everybody else was saying, people who were actually in the server longer than me and was like there from the very beginning were made a bunch of promises.
right?
They were told a bunch of things.
Yeah, and if they don't explain themselves, why should I go in and spend 2 more ETH on sweeping the floor?
Yeah,
And
At the
that's
end
what
of
it
the
comes
day.
down to is the future. The people who minted for free, of course, but what are we going to stop at 500 people in a Discord and not grow further? Is that what we're into?
When I joined, the roadmap was the battle cards, I believe, and some other things. And again, I think just what happened was that the marketing guy disappeared, and they took that off the website soon after because they just realised that they couldn't grow and build that kind of incentive out. So, yeah. I think getting them on an AMA to kind of say their piece or build that little bit of trust, I think would go a long way. I think still exploring this route is far better than looking to build the project from the ground up, because you've got to, instead of trusting one entity that we're looking at now by buying from one person or one group, we're going to have to trust the community. And whilst I love this community, I'm loving the vibe, I still know how that goes over a week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks of hard work and no gain.
Having good projects.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Cool,
no,
so,
I totally agree with you, Harvey. Totally agree with you, man. I mean, because I really didn't want to build a new project because it takes a lot of fucking work, but if I had to, then it's like the only choice because, I took on that responsibility to go, I'm going to lead you guys. So I'm not going to do the same exact thing that they did, though. Well, can't get the contract, guys. It was nice meeting you. Shutting the server down. Going on with my life, you know. So, I totally
So
agree with you, Harvey.
Harvey, it seems like you know a lot more about them than some of us do. Do you know where they're located? What time they start waking up and moving and talking?
I don't. I would say they're probably in Europe based on the time that they're normally online. But I don't know location or country or anything like that.
Oh, so they should be up right now, right?
What's the time in Europe right now?
I believe so, because I know Darkest came on this time last night when I jumped in the Discord.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I would say the European.
So what if we were to hop over and start talking a little bit and see if we can get, you know, something moving with that? I mean, if they don't
I'm down.
AMA, then we work from there, but...
Yeah, I mean, I'm down. I mean, I would really love to get them on the AMA, because then we can have kind of the community negotiate with them, and we can figure out how we can all win together. Especially with the situation they got put in, like, you know, that sucks. So if we can help them out in any way possible, I want us to be able to do that.
All right, let me jump over their Discord, see if they're in right now.
Yeah, perfect. I'll jump in too in a little bit. Well, with that being said, everybody, it was a pleasure meeting all the few of you guys that I did get to talk to. It's been a great hour. So from today moving forward, we're going to go ahead and go on the other server. We're going to try and get them on an AMA, but regardless, I still want to do a Twitter space this weekend, get more people on, and I'm going to try and do an earlier one. That way I know the East Coast people could jump on as well, too.
Cool, sounds good. Appreciate all you guys, and I'm glad some of the stuff got cleared up, and we can try to put our heads together and figure out what to do. I mean, everybody's they've not bought in, but they've minted and stuff like that, so let's see if we can make something happen regardless.
Yep, sounds good to me. Thank you, Chills. Thank you, Harvey. Thank you, Mo. Appreciate you guys so much.
Yep, it was
Awesome. Thanks, guys, for putting this together. Thank you.
No
Definitely,
worries,
absolutely.
man.
Yeah, it was very nice meeting you
Good night,
guys.
everybody.
Have a good one.
night.
See you guys.
That is. Bye.